characters, incidents, names, and situations used in this story are fictitious. The resemblance to any person living or dead is purely coincidental. The following video contains some horror elements and suitable for a mature audience, 16 plus. This channel and video is not for kids.
Hello friends, I am Aryan and welcome to our channel Midnight Horror Stories, where you get to hear true and scary ghost stories. In our channel, you will get to hear true and scary stories every Tuesday and Saturday. But before starting the story, all the friends who have come to this channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the story, then definitely introduce yourself in the comment section. Then, let's do not take much time and start our story quickly. Today I am going to introduce you to an incident that will be related to a lot of people. Look, there is such a thing in our life like marriage, which we do very wisely, because one wrong step can make our whole life useless. Because the partner you trust and give your whole life to him, if he does something terrible and creepy to you, then your whole life can be spoiled. The things that appear simple to us from the outside, there are secrets hidden in those things. The same thing often causes our ruin, and jealousy is something that spoils the lives of good people. So let's not waste too much time and take you to the story. This is the story of Rahul, who was a CA in his office and was also very good in appearance. No one saw anything bad in him, but yes, he would occasionally have a drink at a party and so on. But other than that, everything else was fine. His family was also very good, and now he was getting old, so his family wanted to get him married. His family had given him a lot of leeway, and so they wanted Rahul to marry a girl of his choice so that they could live happily together. Rahul was very fine earlier, but for a few days he was very sad. At first, Rahul wanted to marry an educated city girl, but now Rahul had changed a bit. He told his mother, "You should see a good girl for me, because today's girls do not carry the family with them. I will run the house on my own, but just let the girls stay at home and take care of the house. I don't want anything more than that. I don't even want dowry." Then his mother, Nirmala ji, said, "Hey son, what are you talking about? You have to marry an educated girl, and why would that girl waste her years of hard work like this? After all, he too must have dreams." Then Rahul said, "Today's girls go out under the guise of dreams and don't know what they do. I don't want a girl like that. All I want is a simple housekeeping girl." Nirmala ji felt very bad about this because she was also a working professional, and the way Rahul was talking, she was very angry. But if he left her after getting upset on something, then Nirmala ji was calm. During all this, one day Rahul went to visit Shimla with his 4 friends and separated from his friends there. He was completely unaware of the paths there, so I was moving forward asking many people for directions. During all this, he asked a girl working in the field for directions. The girl said to go ahead from here and turn right. That girl was very beautiful. Blonde, beautiful face, big eyes. This was the kind of girl he wanted. But how can he say this to this girl? Because it has been so long since he met her. And so to continue the conversation, he said, "I don't understand. Can you drop me there?" The girl remained silent the whole way along with Saki, and Rahul would occasionally look at the girl stealthily. And then after a while, Rahul started looking for excuses to talk to her. That girl was being answered in yes, us, due to which Rahul started getting angry, because where all the girls give him attention, and this girl is not paying attention to him at all. Then Rahul got an idea and started telling how much he earns. He is the only boy in his house. He hoped that the girl would probably show interest in him now, but nothing of that sort happened. As soon as the road came, the girl said that you will get a bus from here. Then Rahul said, "Your name means I wanted to say thank you, didn't it?" The girl said and started leaving. But then Rahul started asking him for his number. This made Kanchan very uncomfortable and started leaving. Rahul couldn't even stop him because he knew that maybe Kanchan wasn't interested in him. He went back to the hotel from there, but he still had Kanchan in mind. He was thinking about the same again and again, and when Nirmala ji called in the evening, he told her everything. Nirmala ji was happy that her son had finally found the kind of girl he wanted, and now she wanted to get both of them married. He took out his car and left for Shimla the very next day. Within a day, they reached Shimla, and now they went to the village where Kanchan lived. When they reached the farm where Kanchan was working with her mother for the last time, she saw that today only Kanchan's mother was working on the farm. Nirmalaji came to her and said, "You are Kanchan's mother." Then the woman said in surprise, "But who are you people, and why are you asking about my daughter?" Then Nirmalaji told her everything and said that she wants to make Kanchan the daughter-in-law of her house. With this, she removed all their intentions. Told that Rahul is a CA and earns very well. He has his own house in Gurgaon and is well settled. Kanchan's mother was very happy to hear this, but she started fearing that it might be a trick of these people, so she thought of being completely noisy at first. In the evening, Kanchan's family members talked to Rahul's family members well, and then a few days later, Kanchan's family members came to Rahul's house. Here they saw his house. I talked to people in the neighborhood. They got everything right, but when they were going back, a girl came to Kanchan's father and said that you should not get your daughter married to Rahul. It is not right. Although he is very straightforward, he wants to keep women only at home. His thinking is very small. He will upset your daughter a lot. Kanchan's father did not say anything on this. He came home and talked to his wife about it. Then she said, "Hey, when we are getting such a good boy, why will our daughter work? Of course the girl will be trying to trap this boy, but if she is not trapped, then she is trying to break his marriage. But I won't let that happen. There is no demand for boys. Our daughter will rule there. You just talk about marriage quickly." Kanchan's father also liked this, and then after seeing everything, he married Kanchan to Rahul. But for some reason, Kanchan did not seem happy with this marriage. When Rahul asked Kanchan very emphatically, Kanchan said, "I want to study, and I want to stand on my own feet after studying." Then Rahul said, "You will not lack anything while I am here. You don't need to earn, and if you want to study for a hobby, you can study." Kanchan agreed. After marriage, Rahul brought Kanchan with him to Gurgaon. Rahul's parents stayed with him for a few days, and then they moved to Ghaziabad because they had a job there. Initially, everything was fine, but after a few days, Kanchan's health started deteriorating. Rahul felt that this was happening due to the change of air and water, but the real reason was something else. One night, when Kanchan was lying like this, Rahul came to her and said, "What's the matter? You seem to be very upset ever since you got married. Did you love someone else?" Kanchan said that it is not like that, but my marriage has been very far. I miss my parents. The food and drink here is also very different from my place, and that is why I am not able to eat and drink properly. You don't have much right. Let me eat and drink as I wish." Then Rahul said, "Who has stopped you from eating what you want to eat?" Then Kanchan said, "I want to eat fish." Hearing this, Rahul became absolute calm for some time, as he was a pure vegetarian and his wife was talking about eating meat and fish. If someone at her house came to know that Kanchan eats something like this, I don't know what they would say. So he said, "Forgive me, Kanchan. If you had asked for something else, I would have given it to you. But you have asked for all this. We don't eat all this in our house, and you can't eat it either." At this, an expression of anger appeared on Kanchan's face, and she started screaming at him. This was the first time Rahul had seen Kanchan in this way. Kanchan was so angry that she could even attack Rahul. That is why Rahul thought of putting Kanchan's intelligence, and for this, he caught Kanchan and threw her out.
She thought that if she stayed out of the house one night, she would not insist like this again. But little did he know what kind of trouble would befall him. Rahul had thrown Kanchan out, but he was very worried about her. So he would go out the window again and again to see if he was okay or not. For some time, Kanchan was seen sitting outside the house, but then disappeared from there after a while. Seeing this, Rahul became very nervous and quickly opened the door and came out to look at Kanchan. Kanchan was doing something by putting her hand in the drain on a corner of the street. It was so dark that Rahul could not see anything clearly, but it was Kanchan. He knew this much. He quickly came to Kanchan and said, "Okay, you've been out for too long, now go home." Saying this, he grabbed Kanchan's arm and started taking her inside the house. When he came inside the house and saw Kanchan's face in the light, he was very nervous because Kanchan's hand was smeared with blood on the moon. Seeing this, Rahul was very nervous and almost screamed, "What is all this on your face?" Then Kanchan looked at him and said, "I told you that I want to eat meat. If you didn't listen to me, I had to make up for it somewhere. So that's why I caught rats and ate them." Hearing this, Rahul looked at Kanchan with wide eyes and started retreating from him and said, "No, you cannot be Kanchan. Who are you?" Then Kanchan said, "I am Kanchan, but that's my reality and my family doesn't know anything about it. So if you tell my family the reason for leaving me, no one will believe me." Rahul was very angry with himself because the girl he married thinking of a simple girl turned out to be so dangerous. After some time, Rahul said, "Look, I will bring what you want, but just don't do anything like this again. People I know live around here, and if any of them see you doing something like this, I will be very defamed." After this, Kanchan shook his neck in the affirmative. He washed his hands and mouth and went to sleep. But Rahul was now disgusted to lie down next to Kanchan. Because of this, he picked up his pillow and sheet and came out. The next day, when Rahul went to the office, his face was discolored. Seeing her like this, the people working in her office started making fun of her that she had just gotten married and started fighting from now on. On one hand, everyone was joking with him. On the other hand, Nisha, who works in his office, was looking at him with a strange smile. When Rahul's eyes met him, he felt very strange, but then Nisha turned her gaze away. When Rahul reached home with a dish of fish, he saw that Kanchan was having a lot of pain in his stomach. When he took her to the doctor, he said that maybe he had eaten something wrong at night. Maybe it happened to him. "What did you eat?" Now before Kanchan could say anything, Rahul spoke up. "Oh, he just ate the spinach vegetable. It may not be well cooked, so it must be happening." Then the doctor said, "Yes, probably, or maybe a worm has come along with the vegetable. But don't worry, I'll give you medicine, it will be fine. Just eat light dinner tonight." After this, both husband and wife came home with medicine. Kanchan came home and said, "The rat I ate at night was because I ate it raw." Hearing this, Rahul said, "Whatever has happened, now leave him. But for God's sake, don't do it all from now on. I'll bring you everything, but this should not be known to anyone around." Kanchan did not say anything further, and that evening, both of them ate food and got on with their work. Meanwhile, the bell of Rahul's house rang, and when Rahul opened the door, he found Nisha standing in front of him. Seeing him there, Rahul said in surprise, "What are you doing here so late at night?" Hearing this, Nisha pushed Rahul lightly away from her and came in and said, "Hey, you are talking like I have come to your house for the first time so late at night. Even before this, I used to come here and stay the whole night, so what happened today?" Then Rahul said, "It was different then, but now I am married and I don't want a third person to come into our household." Hearing this, Nisha laughed and said, "What kind of household? You have been so fond before marriage and now you are pretending to be a wife." Then Rahul said, "Look, we were both in a relationship before marriage, and I had also made up my mind to marry you. But then I caught you doing all that with one of your friends. I have proof of that too. I wanted to be with you, but you deceived me. Let's do what happened has happened. At least I know your true self. Now look at what you have to do. Go with who you want to go, but please get out of my life." Then Nisha said, "I believe that I have made a mistake. I'm sorry I was misled. You leave your wife and come back with me. Anyway, you seem to be upset with him." Then Rahul said, "My wife is better than you. At least you're not cheating on me. Now you're going to get out of here yourself, or I'll get you out of here." Hearing this, Nisha got very angry and left from there. Friends, the surprising thing here was that Kanchan was also standing here, and she was listening to all their things, but she did not react at all. Seeing this, Rahul was very surprised, because no woman in the world can see her husband like this. The next day, when Rahul came home from office, he found that Kanchan was not at home. Seeing this, she was starting to get a little nervous because Kanchan did not know much here, and where could she go all of a sudden? When Rahul came out of the house to look for her, he saw that Kanchan was sitting at a place with some men and smoking cigarettes. Seeing this, Rahul got very angry, and he grabbed Kanchan's hand and forcibly brought him home, and when he got there, he started fighting him. Kanchan wasn't saying anything to him. She just stood with her eyes downcast. Rahul would have anything to say to her, she wasn't listening. When he talked to the people in the neighborhood about Kanchan before marriage, everyone described her as a very decent girl, but she was completely different. That night, when Rahul and Kanchan were sleeping, Rahul had a terrible dream, to which his eyes opened. When he regained consciousness, he heard some strange sounds. Rahul wondered if he was still in a dream, and thinking this, when he opened his eyes, he saw that a black shadow was floating above Kanchan. Seeing this, Rahul became very nervous, and when he closed his eyes and looked again, he found that there was really a shadow over Kanchan. Rahul could not sleep in the dark, so he had a light on. Rahul could not see so clearly in that dim light, but it looked like something terrible. Rahul was very nervous for his wife, and suddenly sat up. Now before he could do anything, the shadow looked at Rahul. That terrible shadow had white eyes and was giving a smile, showing off his horrible white teeth. The shadow took a look at Rahul and then jumped out of there like a cheetah. The surprising thing here was that the windows and doors of that house were attached, and that terrible shadow had passed through the wall. Rahul could not believe what he had just seen. He looked at Kanchan, who was sleeping comfortably. He now understood that there must be something wrong with Kanchan, so he thought of talking to her parents about it. He somehow spent the night and then tried to be completely normal in the morning. It was a Sunday, so Rahul could live comfortably with Kanchan. He had also told his parents everything by message, and they were preparing to come a few days later. In the afternoon, Rahul got a call from Kanchan's parents and told him that they had spoken to him only twice since Kanchan had gone there, that too at the beginning. Since then, Kanchan has neither called him nor picked up his phone. Rahul was very surprised to hear this, because which girl would be such a girl who doesn't talk to her family members almost every day after marriage? He began to feel that the shadow he had seen in the night must have done this to Kanchan, but he could not tell this to Kanchan's family. Because he was upset, he said, "It doesn't matter. I'll get him to talk to you right away." After this, he gave the phone to Kanchan and asked him to talk to his parents.
Kanchan was talking to him in a very reluctant manner, and then after some time, he hung up the phone saying that he has work. Rahul had come to know that there was a shadow of something on it, and he told his mother that you will come as long as you come, but for now, suggest a way to normalize Kanchan. Then Nirmalaji said, do one thing, take her to the temple and get her wrist tied on her hand, she will be right. Rahul also got this right, and then he left for the temple with Kanchan. On the way, Kanchan asked him, where are we going? Then Rahul said, I think you have got an eye, so I am taking you to the temple. Seek God's blessings there, everything will be fine. Hearing this, Kanchan's face turned pale. Panic could be clearly seen in her eyes, and then she said, there's nothing like that. I am absolutely fine. You just flip the car back. Hearing this, Rahul took a look at Kanchan's face, which looked very upset, and so he came to know that something was wrong. And so he said, okay, you're fine, but now that you have come here, let's also visit. Anyway, we have not visited any temple since the wedding. Kanchan looked at Rahul angrily and then raised his hands in front. As soon as he did so, smoke started rising from the front of the car, and then the next moment the car stopped. Rahul got out of the car and tried hard to fix the car, but the car didn't recover.
He could not understand how his car could be damaged just by raising Kanchan's hands. He was standing outside the car in surprise and looking at Kanchan sitting inside the car, and Kanchan was looking at him with a strange smile. Rahul found a mechanic and took the car to the garage, and it was night in all this, and now there was no point in going to the temple. It was supposed to take 2 to 4 days for his car to recover. So Rahul started walking towards the house with Kanchan. While walking on the way, Rahul said, "Look, I know you are not Kanchan. Tell me who you are, and why are you bothering my wife like this?" Then Kanchan looked at him and said, "You are misunderstanding me. Actually, that's how I am, and I didn't want to leave you before marriage. After all, such a nice home bar that I have found. Now that you know my true nature, it's okay, because you can't leave me so easily." Then Rahul said, "What do you mean by always being like this? You raised your hands and the car broke down. And last night I saw a strange shadow over you. Who was he?" Kanchan laughed and said, "This is my true form. Actually, I'm not a human being, but a witch. My family doesn't know this because it is not told to everyone. And now that you have come to know about it, you can't do anything to me. Otherwise, you can't even imagine the insult I will do to you." Hearing this, Rahul became very upset because now he understood how big a mistake he had made. That night, while sleeping, Rahul again saw the same shadow above Kanchan. Rahul was looking at him nervously, and then, the next moment, both Kanchan and that shadow started looking at Rahul with a terrible smile. Rahul was so scared of this that he came out of the room and spent the night outside. The next day when he went to the office, he was not paying attention to anything, and it was clearly visible from his face. Seeing this, Nisha came to him and said, "What's the matter? You look very upset. Look, you can tell me everything as a friend." Rahul needed someone's mental support at this time, and so he told Nisha about it. Hearing this, Nisha said, "Are you kidding? Diane really is. Maybe she's joking with you." Hearing this, Rahul said, "Come on, she can lie to me, but what I saw was also a lie. I have seen that thing twice, and when Kanchan raised his hands, how did my car break down? Of course, it's something dangerous." Hearing this, Nisha remained calm for a while and then said, "So what do you want now?" Rahul took a deep breath and then said, "I want to get rid of her, but she won't let me leave so easily. So I want that if somehow she gets well, I will stay with her." Hearing this, Nisha said, "Oh, you are not crazy. Oh, I mean the girl who is disguised as a human, who doesn't know what, you will live with her for the rest of your life. And if she causes any harm to you or your family." Then Rahul said, "Right now she is not doing anything like that. Then what's the problem? I'll go home today and have a nice talk to him about it. I'm sure she will listen to me." After speaking, Rahul got up and left. In the evening, Rahul came home with a bouquet and said to Kanchan, "Look, forget what happened. I want us to think about our future. I'll make you very happy. I'll bring you whatever you say. I'll even bring you non-veg every day. Just be normal with me and don't do anything wrong that will harm anyone." Hearing this, a lot of expressions started coming on Kanchan's face, and then after a while she said, "Well, I'm not going to bother anybody." Rahul had faith in Kanchan, so he didn't doubt her. However, at night, the shadow was often seen with Kanchan, but he didn't pay attention to it. A few days later, Nirmala ji also came there and said that she would talk to a pandit about it. Then Rahul said that there is no need for this, because I was confused at that time, but now it's all right. Nirmala ji found this very strange, because at first, where Rahul was worried about this, now he seemed absolutely relaxed. They decided to stay there for a few days, and then that night, when Nirmala ji was sleeping in her room, she heard strange noises from outside the room. The voices were as if someone was chanting outside their room. Hearing all this, she was very nervous, and she woke up her husband. If this was the delusion of Nirmala ji's mind here, then only she would have heard it, but here it was also heard by her husband. Both husband and wife were very nervous about it, but still they came out with courage. Coming out, they found that no such sound was coming from outside. The two of them looked around, but there was nothing but silence. Both husband and wife were about to turn to go inside the room when suddenly a drop of water fell in Nirmala's hand. Nirmala ji was surprised to see this because she was not under the open sky when such a drop of water fell on her. Where did that drop of water come from? When Nirmala ji looked upwards to see this, her scream came out of fear because Kanchan was stuck like a lizard on the roof above. During this time, both of them were seen with their mouths wide open in a horrible way. Both husband and wife entered their room screaming in fear. Hearing their screams, Rahul woke up and found that Kanchan was not on the bed. Now he was convinced that Kanchan must have done something that scared his parents. He immediately got out of his bed and ran outside. Coming out of his parents' room, he saw Kanchan crawling on the roof and then almost screaming and asked him to come downstairs. Kanchan got a sharp jerk from Rahul's screams, and with this, she fell down. She was falling down from the top a lot, but Rahul had caught him in time. He didn't get hurt much, but he did have some injuries from the shock. Hearing Rahul's voice, his parents opened the door, and then Nirmala ji nervously said, "Son, get away from this girl. This girl is a ghost. It was just hanging on such a ceiling." Then Rahul said, "Mother, calm down. Kanchan simply has a sleepwalking disorder. Whatever he did it in his sleep. It is undergoing treatment and it will be cured very soon." Then Nirmala ji said, "Her parents hid such a big thing from us. If I had known this, I would never have let him marry you. It's still not too late. End this relationship here." Hearing this, Rahul said, "What are you saying? You also have an idea of this. This girl is now my wife. I'm married to him and I can't leave him in this difficult time. If you guys are happy with it, that's fine. Otherwise, don't talk to me." Nirmala ji had once knelt before her son's stubbornness and now she had lost to his stubbornness. But she had a little doubt about Kanchan because Rahul said that she was walking in sleep and the sleeping person would start crawling a little on the roof. Where does he have the speciality to crawl on the roof? And thinking of this, Nirmala ji started trying to find out a tantric. The very next day, Nisha came to Rahul's house in the morning and started talking to Nirmala ji.
After some time, Nisha said in the same conversation, "Look, auntie, I should not speak about your house, but what to do? I am worried about Rahul and I do not want him to do anything that will hurt him in the future." Then Nirmala ji said, "Whatever you have to say it clearly." Then Nisha looked around and said softly, "I am talking about Rahul's wife here. I think she's a witch, and this was told to me by Rahul himself. I don't know what magic he has cast on Rahul that he doesn't want to leave him. She's not hurting him right now, but what is the guarantee that she will not harm him further?" Hearing this, before Nirmala ji could say anything, Rahul came there, and so Nisha stopped the talk there and then. After talking here and there for some time, she left from there. Rahul also started leaving for the office, and before leaving he said to Kanchan, "Look, in front of my parents, please don't do anything again that will make them suspicious of you." On this, Kanchan said yes, and then Rahul left for the office. After going to his office, Nisha called Nirmala ji and said that I could not say much in front of Rahul, otherwise you know what he will do. Well, that's why I called, so that I can tell you the solution to this problem. If you speak, I will tell you. Nirmala ji did not want to spoil her son's life, so he asked Nisha to tell him, and then Nisha said, "If she's a witch or a witch, then we can't do anything. Rahul will have to leave him. But if she's only shadowed by a ghost, then she can be cured. I know a Baba. He can definitely solve it. Today I will take leave from the office in the afternoon and bring that Baba to your house." Nirmala ji agreed to this, and then in the afternoon Nisha reached her house with a tantric. Going there, the tantric stood on the threshold of the house and said, "There's a terrible witch in this house. If she is not driven out of here in time, she will eliminate every person living in this house." Hearing this, Nirmala ji panicked and said, "Don't say that, Babaji. Do anything and drive that witch out of here." They were talking when Kanchan came from the inner room. She was looking at the tantric with a very strange smile. Seeing him, the tantric said, "After all, you are the one who is troubling these people." Hearing this, Kanchan started laughing loudly and then said, "Worried? Yes, I have not started bothering yet, but if you say so, I will bother all of them from now on."
Saying this, Kanchan raised one of his hands in the air. As soon as this happened, Nirmaladi started rising in the air, and then the next moment she fell on top of them. Seeing this, Kanchan started laughing loudly and said, "Let's call it harassment. By the way, you guys know a lot about me, that's why I can't leave you like this." After speaking, Kanchan's face had a very flat expression and she started looking here and there. As soon as she did so, all the people in the room started rising, but then the very next moment, the tantric chanted the mantra. With that, all those people came down. Due to all this, Nirmala ji was getting a lot of injuries, but Kanchan did not have the slightest pity on him. On the other hand, the tantric said, "What harm have these people done to you that you are after them? See now, you should leave these people now, or else I will drive you out of here. If you don't leave here within 1 minute, I will be the first to kill you." Hearing this, Nisha said, "I have nothing to do with all this, so I am leaving from here." Speaking of which, Nisha was about to leave from there, but then the door of that house closed on its own. Nisha tried hard to open the door, but that door didn't open. The next moment, Kanchan started reciting mantras strangely. As soon as this happened, everyone present there started suffocating, and then Kanchan laughed terribly and said, "I didn't want to do this so quickly, but what would you do? You have come to know everything about me, and so now you will have to die and become my slave." Kanchan had succeeded to a great extent in her intentions, but now before the people present there died, the tantric put his hand in his bag and took out the ghost and put it on Kanchan. All this was causing a lot of trouble to Kanchan. His mouth was horribly open and there was probably something coming out of his mouth. Looking at Kanchan, it looked as if she wanted to say something but could not say it. She was so helpless at that time that she was lying on the ground and could not even get up on her own. The tantric came to Kanchan and again put the ghost, due to which Kanchan started tormenting like a fish. Then the tantric somehow tied Kanchan's hands and feet and stuffed a cloth in her mouth so that she could not scream more. After all this, the tantric made a strange shape around Kanchan and threw the ghost around him, and then after that he sat there and started chanting mantras. With each passing time, Kanchan began to writhe like a fish. He was in a lot of pain. This continued till evening and stopped when Rahul came home. When Rahul came home and saw Kanchan in this condition, he got very angry and started fighting with all of them. And then Nirmala ji said, "We are doing all this for your good. This girl is a witch and wants to kill us all. If you don't believe me, ask them how we were floating in the air." Hearing this, Rahul did not say anything because he knew everything about it. And then he moved away from between Kanchan and that tantric, and then after that the tantric started chanting mantras again. Due to all this, Kanchan was so tired that she fainted, and then after that the tantric left her and then told everyone not to give food to this girl. Without strength, it will not be able to stay in its body for a long time and will go away. Then hearing this, Rahul spoke, and if something happened to it, then the tantric said, "I understand what you are thinking, but understand my point. If 4 or 5 people are on one side and only one on the other, who will you save? Not only those 4 or 5 people, but the same situation is here. If this doesn't work, maybe this girl may even die. But if you want to save so many people here, you should be ready for this sacrifice." Hearing this, Rahul said to his mother, "It is wrong to kill someone in this way. If there is any other way by which no one dies, then tell me." Then the tantric said, "There is no such way. Either it has to be eliminated or it has to be driven out of here." Hearing this, Rahul did not know what to do. He neither wanted to harm his family nor Kanchan, and so he thought of something. He called Kanchan's house and told her all this, and then her mother said, "What are you saying? My daughter is a human. He hasn't done anything here until today. Then what happened to her suddenly after the marriage? Surely you have done something to him." Then Rahul said, "I am not saying all this. I tried very hard to make sure everything was all right, but now I can't do anything about it. You please take Kanchan away from here, otherwise she may lose her life in all this. I will do my best to do what is right for him." Kanchan's parents did not know what to do, where they had married Kanchan with so many desires, and now those people have accused Kanchan of being a witch. They could have killed her daughter. That's why they set out to go to Rahul's house the next day. On the other hand, Kanchan was tied up and locked in a room at Rahul's house so that she would not harm anyone. Almost at night, when Kanchan regained consciousness, she found herself tied like this. Her body was aching a lot and she was also feeling hungry and thirsty. but due to the mouth closed, she was not able to say anything. After some time, Rahul came to that room and said, "Come on, it is good that you have come to your senses. Are you hungry? Will you eat something?" Kanchan shook his head in affirmation. Rahul went to the kitchen to get food, and as soon as he turned around, Nirmala ji was standing in front of him. Seeing him taking food on a plate like this, he asked him where was he taking this plate. Then Rahul told him everything. Hearing this, Nirmala ji said, "Are you in good mind? You know that if her mouth is opened, she can do some tricks. She is very powerful. We will not be able to face him, and at the moment Tantrik ji is also not here." Rahul glanced at the plate of food and then said, "Whatever it is, I can't leave my wife hungry and thirsty like this." Saying this, he walked towards the room where Kanchan was.
Coming into the room, he first opened Kanchan's mouth, and then, as soon as he started feeding her, he got a strong push, due to which he flew and hit the back wall. Nirmala ji ran to her, and while handling her, she said, "I told you that this girl is not right. But you didn't listen to me, and now you see, there's still time for it." Now, before Nirmala ji could say anything, she started suffocating. They felt as if someone was strangling them. Seeing his mother like this, Rahul composed himself and started looking at Kanchan. She saw that her lips were moving. She was slowly muttering something, and all this caused the rope of her legs to unravel. Rahul didn't want to do it, but he had to. He quickly tied Kanchan's mouth again, and then tied his feet, and now everything was normal there again. Rahul glanced at Kanchan, who was looking at him with teary eyes, and then the next moment he took a deep breath and took his mother from there. Rahul had now thought that if everyone wants to be right, then he will have to leave Kanchan. The next day, Kanchan's parents came there and fought a lot with Rahul and his family members. He said that today, Kanchan's life has been spoiled because of these people, and now he will not get married anywhere. Rahul then gave them 1 lakh rupees so that it could help Kanchan a little. However, Nirmala ji forbade Rahul for this, because he believed that he was not doing this deliberately to Kanchan, but because he was a threat to his family. But Rahul said that whatever the matter is, because of this, Kanchan's future has been spoiled. After this, Kanchan's parents took Kanchan and left from there. The surprising thing here was that where Kanchan was attacking everyone earlier, now she remained completely calm. Looking at him, it seemed as if he was a victim. Well, Kanchan moved in with her parents. After they left, Nisha said that girl was being attacked by everyone and had become a wet cat as soon as her parents arrived. It may or may not have been the collusion of these people to extort money. That's why they say that relationships should always be on their own. Hearing this, Nirmala ji felt right, and then after a few days, Nisha told Nirmala ji that she loves Rahul, and even though he's divorced, but still she wants to marry him. Rahul did not want to marry Nisha, as he had cheated on her once before, but when her mother spoke to her about it, he thought of giving Nisha another chance. Within a few days, Nisha and Rahul got married, and now Nisha was living with Rahul again. During all this, one night when everyone was sleeping, Nisha heard a voice from outside the room. The voice was as if someone was calling out to him. Nisha glanced at Rahul, who was sleeping with her, and then came out of the room very slowly. Coming outside, he found that the voice was now coming from outside the house. She opened the door and came out to see the man who was calling out to her. After some time, Nisha said, "Look, I told you not to come here. We'll meet somewhere, but you're here anyway." If he woke up now, Nisha looked aside. A shadow stood in a distant street. Seeing him, Nisha went to him, and before she could go near him, she stopped in fear, because the shadow was not of a human being, but of something above which had its feet raised above the ground. Seeing that shadow, Nisha understood that something was going to happen to her, and so she quickly turned around and started running away from there. But then the next moment, something grabbed her leg and knocked her down, and she fell straight into the nearby drain. Nisha was very nervous about all this, and now, before she could do anything, she lost control of her body and started smelling the drain present there in her body. Because of all this, he was also very disgusted. At the same time, she was very scared that she did not know what would happen to her next, and thinking of this, she started screaming. Hearing his screams, the people of the neighborhood woke up and came to that side. Seeing Nisha doing such things there, all those people started making different things. Seeing all this, Nisha was also very ashamed of herself. But because she did not have control over her body, she was not able to do anything. Shortly after, when Rahul came there, he did not know what to do. Then a woman of the neighborhood poured a bucket of water on Nisha, due to which Nisha regained control of her body and started crying and going to Rahul. Nisha was completely covered in drain water, because of which Rahul was disgusted with him and he moved away from him and said, "You look fine now. Let's go home and talk about it." Nisha looked around. All the people were looking at her with strange eyes, and seeing this, she came home quickly. After coming home, she took a bath and came to the room where Rahul was waiting for her. As soon as I got there, Nisha said, "I don't know what happened to me that I lost control of my body." Hearing this, Rahul said, "Come on, that is a matter later. How did you get there so late at night?" Then Nisha said, "Someone was calling me, so I went there." Then Rahul stared at her and said, "Someone was calling you so late at night and you went out without telling me? If a thief was a thief, or if it was a voice from someone special to you which you didn't want me to know, you went there without telling me. Why, right?" Hearing this, Nisha's face started to light up, because this was the truth. She wanted to get Rahul's sympathy by telling all this, but somewhere her own revelation was being revealed. That's why she said, "It's not like that. I really didn't want to disturb your sleep, so I didn't tell you." Then Rahul said, "Whose voice did you hear that you had come out of the house to that street? Look, I know a dog's tail can never be straight, and you can never improve either. You tried to cheat on me again, and now I will be ridiculed in the neighborhood because of it, that I married some crazy woman." After speaking, Rahul fell asleep facing one side. Nisha had come to know that Rahul was not going to help her, and so she again spoke to the same tantric and called him home. The next day, when Rahul came home in the evening, he found the tantric there. Seeing him there, Rahul got very angry and asked him what he was doing. Then Nisha said, "You are not helping me, that is why I have called them here." Then Rahul said, "This hypocrite is of no use. This did not cure Kanchan. What would you be okay with? Get this hypocrite out of here right now. It shouldn't show up in my house." Here, Nisha did not want all that to happen to her again, so she wanted to get her obstacle removed with the help of this tantric, but Rahul was not allowing him to come into the house, and not only this, Rahul called the police and sent that tantric to jail. Then Nisha tried hard to convince the policeman that she was the one who called him, but Rahul proved to the police on the basis of the testimony of his neighbors that Nisha was deficient in her mind and wanted to take advantage of it. He kept telling the tantric and Nisha that there was nothing like that, but no one was listening to them. On the other hand, due to Rahul, this was also known in the office, which led to Nisha being fired from work. Nisha was very upset with all this. She told Rahul that she was absolutely fine. She was attacked by some supernatural power. But Rahul did not agree, because the upper power would attack him and not make him face down the gutter. Rahul also took Nisha to a mental doctor, where he prescribed some medicines to Nisha. Nisha was now taking brain medicines even though she didn't want to. The people around her looked at her very strangely. They didn't even let their children come near her. Seeing all this, Nisha was feeling very bad about it, but she was not able to do anything. After a few days of all this, Nirmalaji came to stay there for a few days, and seeing Nisha in this way, she told Rahul that now she is not doing anything like this, so stop all this. Then Rahul said, if all this is stopped, then who knows how dangerous it will be. So let her eat these medicines until her seizures are completely over. Rahul had said this, but Nirmalaji did not agree to it, and then she picked up Nisha's medicines and threw them out. She was treating Nisha like a normal person. She took her to the market to entertain her.
After going there, both of them started doing some shopping, and then Nisha's eyes fell on a speeding car coming from the front. Nisha glanced at Nirmalaji and then she said, "Mother-in-law, who asked you to come between us, husband and wife?
Speaking of which, he pushed Nirmala ji in front of that car and ran away from there. The accident was so strong that Nirmala ji's bone rib was broken, and not only this, the bone of her femur was also broken, which was not possible to recover at this age. Nirmala ji's life was saved, but she was confined to a wheelchair forever. Today she was regretting her mistake, because if she had not stopped his medicines, she would have been right today. But even after all this, here Nisha kept speaking that she did not push Nirmala ji. Someone is trying to trap him. Now everyone understood that he was crazy, and so no one believed him. Nirmala ji was afraid that Nisha might harm Rahul too, so he said that he should send Nisha to the mental asylum. Nisha didn't want to go to a mental asylum, but his condition was such that no one was listening to him. So he told his parents about it. They came there and started fighting with them. She even complained to the police, but it was of no use, because according to everyone, Nisha had a mental illness which was also attacking everyone. They didn't want to send their daughter to an asylum, so they took him with them. They went there and treated Nisha for a long time and then sent her back. But shortly after coming back, when Nisha was cooking in the kitchen, when Rahul went to the kitchen to get water, he saw that Nisha was mixing something in the food. Seeing this, she understood that she had not fully recovered. But Nisha's family did not believe this, so she called Nisha's parents at the same time. Nisha was surprised to see her parents there, and now before Nisha could understand anything, Rahul served them the food prepared by Nisha. Seeing all this, Nisha got very nervous and said, "Mummy, Papa, you don't eat it. It contains poison." Nisha's family members were surprised to hear this. Then Rahul said, "Have you seen it? Now this girl will go straight from here to the asylum. I can't keep snakes in my house." Nisha's family did not want their daughter to stay in a mental asylum. Therefore, he thought it better to remove Nisha from this relationship. Nisha also tried to take money from Rahul, but Rahul did not give him a single penny. Now Nisha and Rahul were divorced. Due to the bouts of madness that Nisha was having, she was not getting a job anywhere, and she was not able to get married elsewhere. And now Nisha had also become dependent on her parents like Kanchan. Nisha was fine now, and somehow her family also found a boy for her. But as soon as the marriage talk started, Nisha attacked the boy's family. Now all this was always happening. Because of this, they now decided to show Nisha to a tantric. Then Nisha remembered the same tantric. By now, the tantric had left, but now not many people came to him because everyone thought he was a hypocrite. Nisha came to him and told him everything. Then the tantric said that your life and mine have been spoiled, and I know the reason very well. Remember that you got rid of the ghost on Rahul's wife? I was the one who helped you in this for the sake of money. With this, we proved that girl to be a witch in the eyes of everyone at that time, because of which not only did her house break, but she also suffered a lot of physical and mental torture, and now she is taking revenge on us. Hearing this, Nisha said, "Then why don't you do something about it? She is ruining our lives and we'll continue to watch like this." We left a phantom on her until the breakup of this marriage at that time. Now leave it to him once and for all. Hearing this, the tantric remained silent for a while and then said, "It is not possible for us to do this. The girl's family probably came to know about this, and so they have tied a powerful amulet to the girl." Hearing this, Nisha's mother said, "What has happened has happened." Nisha broke into the girl's house. In return, they broke my daughter's house, so the account was settled. Why is she after my daughter? Then the tantric said, "Maybe now, until that girl's life is back on track, your daughter will not be able to be happy. Then pray that her house will be settled again." Then Nisha said, "Will I wait till then? You do something to get me out of this problem." Hearing this, the tantric said, "If this could happen, I would have done it myself. Look, there's no way to do it, so nothing can happen now." Nisha was now regretting her mistake. She started thinking that if she apologized to Kanchan and her family, then everything would be fine. And so she went to Rahul and told him everything so that he would give her the address and number of Kanchan's house. Rahul gave her her home address, but Kanchan had left with her family. No one knew where they were. Nisha was very sad about all this. It's been 10 years since this incident. Nisha still lives with her parents. She is neither able to do any job, nor is she able to get married anywhere. She felt so empty in her life that she couldn't even tell anyone. Nisha had impulsively released the phantom on Kanchan and forced her to leave Rahul. And today, he himself is forced to remain a burden on everyone in this way. I told you that people who are jealous take a lot of wrong steps, and who use these paranormal forces to use these external forces. Their life is the worst, because they think that we'll spoil someone's life by doing things like witchcraft, vashikaran, etc. on someone. But when you attack the person in front with double his power, it returns and attacks the person who does it himself. And the thing you should always keep in mind is that if you ever go to do bad to someone, it is evil powers. It doesn't look like anyone's relative. It can also cause a lot of damage to you from the back.
So friends, this was our story today. How did you like the story? Please do tell me by commenting in the comment box. And also, those who haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. Take care of yourself and your family. I will meet you soon with a new story. Thank you.